We're rolling.
You're a real bastard.
Damn.
No Tyler.
Let's get into it, guys.
Shouts out to Shammy T, the nasty.
Episode 94, is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Episode 94 of the Made In
Is
Chafford
Collins
podcast.
doing the intro?
This guy's adjusting his mic.
It's just that intros are kind of my thing, so. But we're both doing intros.
Anytime today.
I'd like to thank the Swamp Meat for this shirt.
Yo.
You know what time it is? Is he
I
trying
said
to
the
get
swap
onto
me.
I thought that was a compliment.
You might have to fight him.
Yo, we going outside after this? Like, what?
Nah, man.
Alright, go again. Calm down.
I'm in all black, don't worry.
That's funny. You already know. We restarting?
Should we no, we're rolling.
Nah,
we're
fuck it,
rolling.
We're rolling.
All
All right, Made In Chafford podcast episode 94, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what time it is. We're coming with the energy. This episode, this finna be the best solo episode. I'm calling it. All right, boys, you already know what time it is. Actually, I need to start doing this more. I'm gonna get my alias off first. You already know what it is. It's two Dems in the building. You know, the real is back. The veil is back. Boys, get off your aliases. Tell the people who you are.
Cole Sanusi, Big 2L in the building. Yes, sir.
For those people who don't know, my name is Emmanuel. And immaculate, eloquent, Eames. There you go.
Sensational.
Two B's one
Beautiful.
day.
Sensational.
Two B's one day.
Remember Bella? I mean, we be rolling. He hates this joke.
So let's get into it. You guys watch foreign shows dubbed.
Yes. I ain't trying to read subtitles.
Do you think that's necessary?
Yo,
Answer the question.
for sure. Do you know what? I'll watch a movie in a foreign language with subs. Like I watched Parasite with subs, but I can't watch a whole series.
What is the difference?
There's a massive difference.
How?
One's taking up 2 hours of my life, and another's taking up 8.
So?
What
does that got to do with
I gave you the
anything?
difference. I literally just gave you the difference.
So you don't want to read for that long? Is that what you're
but
saying?
you know I don't like reading already. I might be dyslexic.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I feel bad now. Man, pull out the dyslexic card.
I'm with Demi, just not the latter part.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're hearing him, but you're not hearing him.
Yeah,
I'm hearing him, just the latter part.
But my issue is when you. So I tried when I watched Money Heist the first 10 minutes. I just tried to listen to it dubbed. They just sounded terrible.
I don't see the problem.
There's not the same emotion. When someone's acting, they are saying something. When someone's relaying the vocals over it, it's not the same. It just doesn't try. And sometimes the sync is off. It just, and in particular in that show, the sync was off. So it just looked and it sounded terrible. The translation might not be the same. They might not be saying the same things. It just doesn't hit the same.
Nah, I know what you're saying for sure. Like, I don't know. So for example, the Raid 1 and 2 are some of my favorite films. Like, and they're
Raid 1 is cold.
cold.
I've not seen 2.
No,
You've not seen 2?
I don't mind.
What you're gonna do today when you go home is go and
See
watch the
2,
Raid
yeah?
2.
Alright,
That
say
film
no.
is phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't mind, to be honest.
You don't?
But then again, I mean,
But I would never watch the Raid dubbed. Like, I just couldn't do that to myself. So I know everything you said is correct.
It's
But
just time
it's
invested.
the time, exactly. Like I'm watching it for 8 hours. Like a season, there's 10 episodes. Each episode is an hour. So 10 hours, I've got to be reading subs and shit. I'm just not here for that.
Just engage your brain.
Nah, I don't really. But you don't really. When you watch TV, unless it's like something that's intense, like imagine watching Line of Duty subbed. That's so intense.
Yeah, why
Like,
not?
You're constantly thinking when you're watching.
If it's in another,
Nah, come on, man. Let's say Line of Duty was
language.
Spanish, yeah?
Yeah.
And they had, what are you saying?
Espanol.
Como to Espanol. Let's say Line of Duty was Spanish. Think how much you have to engage when you watch that show. And then now I've got to read subs as well.
Why not?
Nah, come on, man. You know what I'm trying to say.
Nah, I'm not hearing it. I'm
that's
gonna stand. I'm gonna put my heels in the ground. I'm standing firm in this one. Y'all tripping.
What? So, what? Do you watch Dragon Ball Z subbed?
No, but that's different because you grew
Nah,
up.
it's not.
You grew up on that.
Nah.
One is a
grew
cartoon,
up on
and
that.
2, the
But
way.
do you know anime people hate people who watch it like?
And I hear it. If I was watching Attack on Titan,
Yeah, it also depends on how it was introduced in the first place. Dragon Ball Z was introduced in English.
I know what you're saying, but my point is that like that whole culture, everyone like people who watch it dubbed are looked down upon.
And I hear it. I hear it. Like if you watch
Attack on Titan,
I watched that shit subbed. It doesn't. That's the voice actor, the way the emotions are evoked.
Yeah.
It just creates something special. If you listen to it in English, it's just like, alright. It just doesn't hit the same.
But I also understand, in like, for example, like Lupin, like or Lupin, right? There were just some actions, and his body language wasn't syncing with the voiceovers.
Yeah, I hear that.
So I understand what you mean.
That be happening. Like this guy's clearly said, "I'm gonna fucking kill you" in Spanish, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna see that you die." It's just it doesn't relate.
Hit the
like
same.
the oomph isn't there that needs to be there. You know,
it just doesn't hit the same.
But
and the whole point of acting is also it's body language as well, but then your voice has 100%. To sync with your body language. So if I'm speaking and I tell you, Demi, I don't know anything. It doesn't make sense. It's not there. You're not involved. You're not engaged.
Yo, do you think in India they were listening to this dubbed?
I hope so.
I hope so.
We be saying some things.
Nah, that's crazy. See, I hear your point. I understand that there is a certain authenticity that comes from. Look at me using double big words, but there is a certain authenticity that comes with.
It's from the essence. It's from the core.
Yeah,
if you're listening to Rosalia, you're gonna put it in English. You're gonna be like, nope, can't hear this in Spanish.
So what are you guys gonna dub? Are you gonna sub Nollywood?
Nah, you can't. What do you say?
Are you gonna sub Nollywood?
To be fair, Nollywood is mostly in English.
No, but then you know what they do? They freaking dub. Anytime any African will speak in any documentary, they just dub them in English, and you can hear them clearly.
Yeah, I've seen that before actually.
They'll just be
Something
saying,
I've seen recently.
Yeah, like I'm going to the shop and I'm going to buy her biscuits. Like, he's going to the shop and he's going to buy biscuits. It's like, bruv, we heard what he said.
Homeboy speaking in the Queen's English, and you want to put subtitles. Where did I see this? I saw this on that.
Like
a documentary. And there's a black person. I saw it on the Cecil Hotel thing on Netflix. There was a black person from like, maybe it was because the guy was from Louisiana, so his accent was a slightly bit thick.
Yeah.
But the subtitles, I was like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, dog.
Man. They'll probably start dubbing us.
They should.
Or subbing us, should I say.
Allow us.
Imagine, yeah, I just want to link the mandem, and then underneath, he went to go see his friends.
YouTube does it, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
I mean,
it tries its best.
It tries. Sometimes it don't.
But they give it a go.
I'm going to watch this eepisode back to see what they say. And if they actually get it right.
Do you know what? That should be in the clip. That's good. Boom. That was. I guess yeah. I see everyone's point on that conversation there.
Let us know, listeners.
Subbed or dubbed?
Are you a subbed like me? Am I subbed? I'm subbed.
Yeah.
Or dubbed like these guys.
To be fair, I just want to make it perfectly clear. I'm not always subbed as well. With shows,
he is dubbed till he dies.
Are you kidding me? I literally yo. If you haven't, people, recommendation for this week. Watch The Raid 2 and 1 actually, to be fair, and watch Parasite if you haven't. Parasite is a phenomenal film from start to finish. Like, sometimes that shit be winning Oscars and you're like, well,
why has this won it?
Yeah, exactly. I could have done without that. Parasite is a fantastic film. It's a real good. What the fuck?
Well, you see, my mouth was closed. If you're watching the YouTube, you can like, comment, subscribe. My mouth was closed.
That was not me.
We was having a perfect conversation earlier, and then you literally pressed. I'm hearing it, but not hearing it. I said, "What?" Like we were just agreeing with each other. How did that happen?
Listen, blame Eman.
Yeah, let us know. Sub the dub.
Yeah, let us know.
Please.
Hashtag MIC pod. Hashtag
comments.
MIC pod. Hashtag MIC pod, baby.
Yo, do that. Listen to Cole. Okay, so second topic for today.
Oh, you know what?
Go on.
I have a really, really important question.
I hear it. Let's go.
Well, I mean, we did discuss on this briefly. Yeah, but like, let's just say, Collins, would you like a son?
Of course.
Demi, would you like a son?
No.
You wouldn't like a son. So let's just say you had a son, yeah?
That's gonna be terrible.
Fuckery is on the way. I can just tell by his face.
Can we
listen? Like,
can we discuss this on the pod and not get cancelled? That's my next question.
No. This is about like this is men talk. Yeah, this is proper men talk.
Go on.
Women, I don't think you should really. Well, actually, you should talk to your other half about this. But like, are you gonna get your boy circumcised?
Yeah, I think so.
It's just culture though. That, like, there's nothing to prove that you have to do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to like. It's not. It doesn't make them a better person. It doesn't make them more healthy.
Yeah.
But it is just culture to do it, isn't it? I'm assuming everyone in the room is. If you're not, I'll be shocked.
No, I am. I mean, especially in like my father's tribe. If you're a man and you're not circumcised, then you're not a man. Like, you are not a man. No one can actually respect you.
I just didn't even take that in.
How does that even come up in conversation? How do they even know? Oh, yo, by the way, lads.
Yo, I just ain't got this done, you know?
Yo, I got all my
I'm getting it done on Tuesday. Lie me.
No, but like, it's just because I was thinking about it because it's like, there's evidence to say that you don't necessarily need it off.
It's not. Most of it is culture. Because we are of an Abrahamic religion, and you know it's in the Bible that they do it. I guess that would be also part of it.
Yeah.
As to why we do it, but there's no evidence that it's cleaner or any, because that's often the thing that is viewed as that it's a cleaner thing to do.
I mean, you are more likely to get an infection.
Oh, is that a thing? I'm asking.
You are more likely to get an infection, but the cases of you having an infection
are so
low. It's just like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that it's like I'd cross that bridge when I get to it, sort of thing. I don't think if I do have a son and I said I don't want a son, I'm sorry. I was saying that now because I just damn double homicide. Like,
he comes up with receipts like, yo,
you didn't want me.
How come you don't love me, man?
How come you don't want
me, man?
That
legendary scene.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting topic. We might have like vaguely discussed this, but like, how many kids you guys want, and you know what gender?
Just give me 2, man.
What?
Genghis Eman over here, bro.
Trying to spread his oats.
Genghis Gibogwe, bro.
I'm trying to do a Nick Cannon.
Yo, 4 in 1 year. He was hooping last year.
I don't care how much money you have.
He was moving like prime Steph Curry last year, boy.
For me, the thing is, like, with kids as well, is kids need attention, and they need it undividedly. And I think you can only spread yourself so thin. That's why I'm very keen on, just similar to you, I only want 2. I don't think you can put your all into.
But what if your resources?
It's possible.
What if your resources are?
But I don't think men need to stop doing that. I think men just look at it as, if I've got the money to provide.
But this is a really rich man, though. Like,
no, I don't care. Like, I think men need to stop looking at it as, I can afford to pay for them to do whatever they want.
No, but I think that makes sense because when you see, like, for example, like football players or people who have generational wealth, they have kids at like now. And they have the infrastructure to do it.
That's different. If I had the money, I would have a kid now, but I wouldn't.
Then why would you not have 10 kids if you got a million?
I can't give my attention to 10 people.
But who's to say he doesn't have an agreement with his?
Think how many close friends you have, like, right? Really close friends.
Okay,
I think I have about 7 to 10 and friendship takes time. You have to nurture that. Like, you have to check in. You have to really care.
It's doable.
You couldn't do that with more than 10 people.
Ask Future.
But he's not a good dad.
Yeah, but who's to say Nick Cannon won't be?
You can't. I just don't think you can be a good dad to that many people.
I think you can.
I think you can, just not too many women.
Excuse me.
No. Hey. What I mean is, like, you're like to many mothers, because the thing is, there's
2. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. There's way too many. I mean, like, let's just say you have you know, whether you want it to be unfortunate or fortunate, that's up to you. But it's absolutely up to you. But then again, like if you have two baby mothers, one will not like the other for whatever reason. They will have something against them always. Yeah. So then to have, how many is it? It's like five.
Five, yeah.
Five baby mothers.
Each.
And then one
and
is
two have twins,
Mariah
don't
Carey.
they? Yeah. Two sets of twins. I think there was something about him having like a condition or like a health condition. He says he hasn't disclosed what it is, but he says he's under the assumption he might die earlier than most people. So he's just saying, hey, I might as well just spread my seed while I'm around. That's the thought process behind it.
But then now what? These kids are going to have grief because their dad's going to die? Like, that's selfish.
But then again, there
spread
is
the legacy,
case.
innit?
I'm trying to find it because it recently happened.
I'm against the idea of having multiple children. I just think
multiple children with multiple women or just one.
I'm only trying to have two, man. Because for me, maybe do you know what? Maybe it's a me thing, and I just know how I'm built. I couldn't give the necessary attention to more than 4 kids, really, that the attention they need and they deserve. You know what I mean?
Someone will lack somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think that just happens. Even if you have 2 kids, the one kid's gonna lack somewhere. You just don't know where it's gonna be.
There's a difference between lacking and me not putting in the effort.
But then again,
well, by the 6th kid, you're gonna be like, oh, I can't be asked
single children. I also fear the idea of an only child. You know.
Right. Yeah.
I think all of us have got siblings.
Yeah.
I think it helps massively. You know, the idea of you can't put a price on having a sibling. The idea of learning how to share. They whether you like it or not, they're your first friend, especially if you're the younger of the two. You know, having experiences together, like you can't put a price on that.
Yeah,
I
heard
don't
that.
want one, but I think if I had more than that, they just won't get the necessary attention.
Because there is a father. He just recently died, didn't it? And this is like on par with the topic of Nick Cannon, and then also this individual who just recently died. He created his own sect, and he lived in India, and he had 89 children.
You can't give 89 people the attention. No, some of them probably don't even really know him.
It's just like running a school, isn't it?
Fuck you.
The head teacher.
That's it. Like our year probably had 89 kids.
No.
Slightly more, but
you're
right. Yeah,
I would like in school, primary school. Yeah, 89 kids in 1 year.
Like. He probably don't even know all their names.
Listen, he'll just walk out in the front and be like,
he does.
you bitches my sons. No, Nick.
But the thing is, they all stayed in one place. So like,
that's a village, man. That's a cult.
Yeah, no, he created a sect. And yeah,
that's kind of wild.
You know what?
Fair play. Kudos to that, man.
But yeah, man, 15 kids. 15
I do not know this, man.
How many do you want? You actually want 15?
He's capping, man.
Damn.
15 is a nice number, man. What's wrong with 15?
There's nothing wrong. If you have 15 kids, I will love every single one of them. They will be my nephews and nieces.
He's lying. He doesn't even want more than 2, let alone having 15
I'm not
nephews.
forgetting names, man.
Thing 1, thing 2.
What's your name again?
Listen,
can you run it back?
Run that back.
My empire must spread. Feel me?
If you got, and I definitely believe you will have the peace to have that as well. That's, you know.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
But like,
of course.
Boy, Christmas is going to be hot. Just know that.
You lot better just share one present, boy.
Real.
Hold that.
If all 5 of you want the PS5, you're all getting it.
You lot need to hold that.
15 kids.
We ain't doing no individual shit.
For real. Y'all better hold that.
You know what? I probably would cope. It's just in that reality, I don't think. Maybe 5 kids max. 5 kids.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? It's also like experiences as well. You've also had a lot of people running around in your house, if that makes sense. And I think you've enjoyed that. Like that's a very happy memory.
No, it's been very much an experience. And then looking back on it, it's like you just learn. Like you just like sometimes I won't listen to music, I won't do anything.
Positively, isn't it?
Positive. No, I don't really look at it back on a negative eye. I just see what I did wrong, what they did wrong, how can I improve on it, and that's it, and just grow. So I don't think there's ever really, if you look back on something, you don't really look at it in a negative point of view unless there's something
that's
an issue.
You.
Yeah.
So how do you look on that?
Niggas
don't be going to therapy. We just be positive.
This is our version of therapy, boy. It's mostly positive, but I can understand from a parent's perspective where that could be very tricky if you don't have the infrastructure to support that.
Oh, yeah.
I think the most important thing is just if you do have as many as you want, just make sure the infrastructure is there that you can afford it. I think you can't put a price on someone having their own room. Like I don't know if you've. I mean, at one point, obviously we used to live in London. We had a 2-bed. It was a 2-bed flat. Me and my sister had to share. Fortunately, we moved to Chafford and we had our own room. But that was so liberating. Like you couldn't put a price on how freeing that was. So I just think even simple things like that, just making sure that you can provide stuff like that, then yeah, go ahead, have as many as you want. Because there's a family in America that has like damn near 20 kids, and I'll be watching that show that they have on TLC, and I'm like, yo, Jebediah's getting left out here, man. Like no one cares about Jebediah. This is his family, But
I should laugh, but I hate you. It's sounding like,
hey, yo, Jebediah, if you're listening, we're here for you.
It sounded like Home Alone, bro.
For real, dog. Pass this to Kevin. But yeah, that was an interesting topic actually. I enjoyed that. Which I guess kind of goes smoothly into our next topic of what do you bring to the table. So I've seen this floating around online a bit. I
have the table.
Damn.
What do
Is
you
it like
mean?
that? What furniture are you bringing? I'm saying he's bringing the sofa.
I am the table. I'm the 4 legs too.
Man said I'm the table. I'm just bringing cutlery, boy. I'm fine. I'm trying to eat.
Say what?
I'm just trying to eat. Nah, I don't know. It's one of those questions that have become so taboo now, isn't it? Like, oh, what do you bring to the table?
I think I enjoyed the conversations I've seen on it, but I also think it's a ridiculous question to ask someone. Like, you know already, like at the back of your mind, whether they bring anything to the table or if they,
Asking someone what they bring to the table kind of infers that you want to benefit off of them. You want to see what you can get out of them.
Yeah, but that's the whole point.
I understand it, but let's say, made up scenario, let's say you're on a date and a girl comes to you and you're enjoying the vibes, everything's going swimmingly, she ticks every box, Tanzanian chairs, and then she says, what do you bring to the table? Does that put a seed in your mind?
Yeah.
Right. Or does that do the opposite, where you're like, oh, okay, she's just cutting straight to the point.
Oh no, she's cutting straight to the point. But then again, I think, like I always recommend. Listen, if you're listening to the podcast, go and watch an individual called Dr. Miles Monroe.
I thought he was gonna say Kevin Samuels.
Say Dr. Umar Johnson. Which doctor are you talking about?
I needed to at WrestleMania. Kevin Samuels versus Dr. Umar Johnson.
Just for that player, you gonna find Dr. Umar Johnson. Sorry, my God.
I mean, and to be honest, in some way, shape, or form, I think he's a preacher and he speaks about like who you should be as a man and what you should do to become the best version of yourself as a man. Kevin Samuels, he's there, but he talks about it from today's standpoint, and he's just not with the buffoonery from both women and men. Yeah, I hear it, but so basically, when I listened to him, he was just speaking about like who you should become and what you should do. So then, if a woman is now asking, "What do you bring to the table?" she's not really asking, "What do you bring to the table today?" Like, what are you gonna become in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? And that in itself is a great question. You definitely need to know.
But it is a weird question to ask. I think
what, on the first date? Yeah, it's kind of a weird question.
Some people saying with the games, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but then with women, it's a bit different because men, we kind of have time in the world to do what we want to do.
What are you saying?
Hi.
Hello, mother. Hey, hi. How you doing? Is it recording? Sorry about that, guys. As we were talking about what you bring to the table.
we still, yeah. What do you bring? I guess we were discussing it. Eman, you had a point to make
on a certain point.
What do I bring to the table? That's what I was talking about. I was talking about the fact that when someone asks me what do I bring to the table, I think about today, the present, and what the future holds. So yeah, but then I lost train of thought because we just did a lovely episode with Jordy. I hope you listened to the previous episode. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but when someone says what do you bring to the table, I'm going to assume that you're also bringing something as well.
Yeah, you have to.
Because if you're not bringing anything, then my friend... Okay, because all right. So, in my mind, a relationship is basically, I'm going to be bringing something to benefit the both of us, and you're going to be bringing something to benefit the both of us. Yeah? And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be something small to another person, but it's big to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, whenever someone says, what are you bringing to the table? Then it has to be within the context of the conversation. But then again, I mean, like, majority of us who are like 26, majority of us, some of us may not have a car. Some of us may not have a place to stay. Whether that be rent or whether that be mortgage, at the end of the day, it's somewhat hard to then tell a person at the age of 26
what tangible things are you bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Should I cut to the what's the word?
To the chase.
To the chase, lads. What do we bring individually to the table?
You already know what time it is.
No, we don't. That's why I've asked.
No. I'm not hearing.
I don't even know myself.
I'm not hearing it.
It's just shooting shit.
Say that.
No.
I'm not hearing it.
Can't go to an interview and be like, so what would you bring to this role? Listen, you don't really know what time it is.
You seem to see it.
I mean, I have a watch on me, but no, I actually don't know.
I don't know really. It's a tough question to ask, but it's always tricky to answer stuff about yourself.
True. I bring good vibes.
I'm here to bring good vibes, man. You know what you're gonna get with me. Pretty straightforward. I guess there's some advantages. I don't live at home, which I think is nice that we can all say that. I have a job, so please hire me.
Oh yeah, no, listen, yeah, you have to have a job.
You have to have a job.
You have to have
That's a bare minimum.
Like even if it's part time, you have to have something at least where
job.
Money is coming in.
Some money's in the bank. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think it's tough to say about yourself, but like at the end of the day, are you a good person? Are you good vibes? And are you able to you're holding down a job? Added bonus, you can drive, or you can have a car, or you live out from your house. These are all positives. So
yeah,
I have no issue. That's why I said you already know what time it is.
I mean, I have a place. I do pay my bills.
Can you pay my telephone bills?
Come on.
And I still have money for sneakers. So at the end of the day,
come on, talk your shit. This is what I wanted to hear.
Drip or drown.
This is what I asked. Come on, talk your shit, my guy.
So at the end of the day,
sneakers.
Sneakers.
I'm saying.
No, I'm saying.
But
ladies, hire me.
But then, like, if so, in my situation, if I then ask a woman, "What do you bring to the table?" What should she bring to the table? I'm gonna ask you two guys, like, if I was to get a woman, what do you think she should bring to the table? My woman.
Your woman in your particular instance.
In my particular instance,
Be or intelligent,
or people who are in my situation.
Definitely intelligence.
Have a job, please.
She doesn't necessarily have to cook because you can cook.
She
needs to know how.
Oh, she has
but
to.
I don't know how. I don't think she needs to be a better cook than you.
No, listen, her mental health will deteriorate if she does not know.
Yeah, it's what's her mental.
I promise you, that's
crazy.
It may sound toxic, but listen, you see my dad, yeah. You see my dad, my brother as well. Listen, shout outs to them. I love them, yeah. But whenever they cook, I'll be the first one in the kitchen. If their food is not proper, it's problems. I love problems when it comes to cooking.
But I think if she's worse than you, I don't think you'll be that mad because you'll be able to like you'll talk to her about it. You
can coach her.
Do you want it to be patterned?
From day one.
Wow, fair enough.
From day one. That's not
a deal breaker for
this
me.
may sound.
Nah, you have your own. That you just can't.
No.
Doesn't make you a bad person.
I mean, listen. If you did not know how to cook, oh my gosh,
you're gonna learn.
I mean, the thing is, if you know how to the basics and you know how to put a bit of seasoning and it's still tasty, then at the end of the day, I'm not too fussed. Do you get what I'm saying?
Does she need to have a career?
Oh, yeah,
I don't think so. What, in cooking?
No, in general.
Oh.
No, I thought this was a Chef Perry episode.
Shout out to Chef Perry.
Just in general, bro.
Does she have to have a career? She doesn't have to, but as long as she's working and
can provide some kind of
provide
for herself.
Because my ideology about a relationship is that I'm not one half of the relationship. We're both together as one.
Mm.
Yes, it's a team. It's a union of two people coming together. So we work as one. So yeah, she has to be working. Does she have to have a career? It's favorable.
Okay.
But it's not a must.
I agree with that notion because I feel like a good thing, a nice feeling would be, let's say, God forbid, touch wood, something happens to me and like I have kids. Yeah. We have kids. There's an establishment. I lose my job. It would be nice to know that your other half can do or hold up the fort, if that makes sense. Yeah. It will be a nice feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not priority. It's not like on top of the list, but it'll be a good thing to have.
Yeah. 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 Okay. But like it's a must if you should know how to cook. Like you should know how to cook. Because me, like I know how to cook. Like I don't. Nah, you need to know.
Nah.
Fair dues.
There's no running away. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Last topic. Quarter life crisis.
Quarter life.
Have you guys felt any?
I felt bad.
Really? Go on, elaborate.
It was just you just feel like, even though like it's crazy to think because like you're doing fine, but you just feel like, oh, I should be doing more. I should be here. I should be, there's certain things that I should have patterned, and it did get to me a bit. And I didn't even want to celebrate my birthday because of it, because I felt like what you celebrating, like it was a sudden realization sort of thing for me. But then, I think I spoke to certain people about it, and it was just like, it's fine. Like where you're at now is where you're supposed to be as well. But it can get to you. I think it's a sudden realization like, fuck, what am I doing? I think it's a bit different to what's the other one that people tend to get, like when you're 50 or is it 40?
Is it 40 or 30, something like that?
Yeah, it's not like that. Whereas, actually, it might be similar. I guess all of them are a bit like, oh, what am I doing at this point?
Yeah,
sort of thing. But yeah, that was literally it for me.
My version's quite similar to yours, but I think mine's more so like I just realize how old I am. Like, for example, I'll just see something like, I don't know, like my brother will post a picture of, like, not my brother, but let's just say, for example, I see someone post a picture of them at prom, and I'm like, fuck, that was 10 years ago.
This year will be 10 years.
Then I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting old. It's those type of things. Or like,
when was it actually? Was it July or June?
It's coming up. It's very soon, if not already now. But yeah, it's just small things like that where I'm like, oh, rah, that's a milestone. And that's 5 years ago we started uni. Oh, rah, that's mad to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's small things like that, and I'm like, shit, maybe I'm getting old now. But that's just life, though. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. You can't control that.
Not at all. It's not something you can necessarily. It's like any sort of crisis to do with age is just a ridiculous thing when you think about it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's all arbitrary. It's all things we've actually created. It's not actually a thing. It's just things that the humans have created to have some kind of structure.
It's the 21st of July.
Yeah, it's fast approaching.
Facebook.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Easy season approaching. It's peak. How about you, man? Have you felt it?
Yeah, because the thing is, in your mind, everybody will go through this. In your mind, you have a milestone and you want to achieve it at a certain time, and if you don't achieve it, then you
feel like a failure a bit, innit?
To be honest, my dad, me and my dad, we have conversations about being a failure, and we look at it from a different perspective. But I would say you are going through like a regression phase,
right?
Like an emotion of just regression. So basically, I don't want to say depressed, but you look at it and be like, damn, I should have done better. Damn, I should have done this. I should have done that. So I think, yes, with myself, that's definitely the case, where I look at a few things and be like, I should have gone that route. I should have gone this route. But then some of the decisions that I've made personally, I've just thought to myself, if I didn't do that, then who would I be today?
Okay.
So I'm thankful for the decisions that I've made right now, but still the milestones of becoming like a 25 or a 26-year-old, you should do this at this time and become this at this time. I think about it all the time.
But
it definitely like when you're 24, you're not hard pressed to think about it. But when you hit 25, it's like it's here. Then 26 comes, it's like 30's around the corner, bro.
Fuck yeah,
30's lurking.
So then it's
Let's
like
lurk.
certain things should be done now and should be done in a thorough way.
It's tough because it's one of them ones like there's nothing. It's all societal things that we put on ourselves, and times have changed. Obviously, I think we're comparing it to what our parents would have been able to do. You could have bought a house when you were like on our wage, or the wage that I think most of us would be on. You could have bought a house back in the day. It was a norm to do by the time, but you can't do that anymore. But we still feel those pressures, or you could have, I don't know, you could find it easier maybe to be with someone, or might have had a child. There's certain things that our parents' generation did at this age that we think, we should be doing those things, but times have changed. So I hope that the younger generation doesn't necessarily have to feel that, because it's just ridiculous to expect anyone.
It's probably going to get worse because of how visible everything is. When we were younger, we never had Instagram. We never got to see people be successful like that unless it was on MTV or on our TV.
And we never got to see people faking it.
Exactly.
And I think that's what's made this whole situation worse.
It's warped now. It's going to get worse, to be honest.
Their bad days on Instagram, you know what I mean? No
exactly.
Like, yo, I'm really down today, guys. Can you do something about it? That's not what people put on
social media definitely makes it worse.
Because if you do that, you are deemed weak. Like if I just post a picture, like me just posting, what's going on? Like probably I might get a ton of likes. That's great. But if I post a moment, something for people to actually say, oh, that's amazing. But if I post something that's bad, it's like...
That's what we're all trying to do.
It gives people the ick. You know what I mean? So
shout out to Sabrina with the chocolate bar.
I don't get that reference. Can you explain it?
When the girls came on the pod.
Yeah, I know who they are, but I don't understand.
You just said the ick.
I don't understand the chocolate bar.
Oh yeah.
Nah, the pennies dropped.
Yeah. Nah, that boy's wet.
Sabrina.
That boy's moist, man.
He was kind of wet.
Oh God. Yeah, no, it's a real thing, and I think people need to speak about it more as well. That's what I will say on that.
Yeah, I think so. It's nice to talk about it because somebody else is going through the same thing as you. It's nice to share it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man, life. I mean, the thing is, some people they're very successful at younger years. Some people are successful at 22. Some people are successful at 50. And not everybody's the same. Everybody's unique. So. That's one perspective that everybody has to look at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed. And enjoy life. I know obviously we're getting older, but it's a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I see myself, I get to a certain age, I'm like, fuck. But then I'm like, what am I talking about, bruv? I'm alive. Yeah. I'm alive, bruv. So,
and that's what my dad says as well to me. He's like, if you go out there and fail, at least you've learned something and then you can build upon it. And if you're not dead, you're all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well put.
So.
Shouts out to your dad, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I guess
that's it.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'm not forgotten again.
Yeah, you definitely didn't forget.
Songs. Pick 'em. I'm gonna go with Feeling Peachy by Kodak Black. That song is cold, man. Kodak, what you did on that thing, respect, my brother.
Man, like Kodak Black. My choice is going to be a song called Truffles by Mick Jenkins. It's cold.
Is it new?
Shouts to Mick Jenkins. Yeah, it came out a couple days ago.
What, EP or just single?
Just a single.
Okay.
It's good though. It's good vibes.
Something really annoyed me about Tyler the Creator's new album, and that was the first song. So
Baudelaire.
Yeah, Baudelaire. That's because I heard the instrumental to the song from another album, and that was West Side Gun. So that song is going to be on the playlist.
The West Side Gun one.
Yeah, actually, nah. You know what? Let me change it. But the
I didn't say anything.
The West Side Gun song is Michael Irvin. But I mean, I really did like Tyler the Creator's new album. It's been out for a week now because this episode's coming out.
Of course.
Rolls Royce.
Wait, it's
Black
2 weeks.
Boy hopped out.
Yeah, but Michael Irvin, I think, is definitely
Gangsta Grills.
Wish a nigga would.
But it's like having DJ Drama that reminds me of Hitler Wears Hermes 7 by West Side Gun, because that's how he starts off the album, with DJ Drama, the same fashion. Gangsta. And then he takes his song, Michael Irvin, and then puts it as his first track.
So it spun you a bit.
Like I was just like,
What's
hold
going
on,
there?
hold on.
What's going on here?
You biting my bro?
Here? I mean, that was the only thing that really peeved me about the whole album. But I'm gonna choose "Safe to Say" by Reki. I'm on YouTube and he's just been popping up on my ads, and I really do like the song. Yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Another week, another pod.
No, yeah. Follow us, MRC Podcast, #MSC Podcast.
Come on.
You already know what time it is. Come on.
Yes, sir. Drop us a review. Interact with us. Share the podcast.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And enjoy your evening, weekend, morning.
That's all the haters in
afternoon
hell who are just screaming because they can't get like us.
What the fuck?
Alright, cool. In a bit, guys.
Alright, bless.